Here we are at Ajang, village of Foron district, even though under Mangu, where last night, being 31st day of May 2026, terrorist gang who have established their enclaves around this area in Jos East local government came in at about 8 to 9 p.m. and perpetrated their act of terrorism on the law-abiding citizens of this environment, where behind me, as a result of that attack, you can see a heap of mass grave site where 8 people, mostly women and children, were buried as a result of the terrorism that was carried out last night. And as we can see, the community is helpless. At most in this place, except the vigilante, you see them with den guns that use only cartridge. But there is nothing reasonable, nothing potent to guarantee the safety of this environment. So it therefore calls that should government fail to rise up to its responsibility towards deploying security operatives to this area, one day we may come to this place and we'll have no one alive. As we can see that the atmosphere is saturated with tension, because no one knows what will happen next. And that's the reason why we are calling that, since security operatives are inadequate to guarantee the safety of individuals, and whenever the locals rise up to exercise their right of self-defense, which does not propose, which is not proportionate to the terror the attackers come with, the next thing is we'll hear of arrest and display of them on the social media and print out media as militants or terrorists. Now, because of that, for these people to live, should government continue with this conspiracy of silence by not coming to the aid of these individuals, to the aid of these native inhabitants that are living in their own land, whereas the terrorists have come all the way from Bauchi, from Taraba, from Nasarawa, from Kano, Zamfara, Kebbi, and other places that have had here as their safe haven from where they lost this attack. Of course, we have no option than to call on the United States of America under the leadership of Donald Trump to come to the aid of these people. Not only that, we're also calling on the Israeli Mossad to please, as a matter of urgency, join hands with the United States of America, or also join hands with other allies that have concern for the survival of humanity in this general area, so that you come to the aid of these people. We want to believe that if the young men that are in this environment are also given the needed security tips and knowledge on how to exercise self-defense maximally, the terrorists will not come. They will dare not come, because they believe that when they come, they will get what they deserve from our own end. So we are praying that Nigerian government should lend its hands open to allied nations that are after the cause of humanity to come to the aid of these people. And that is my unpassionate appeal.
Okay, talk to us about the geography of this place. It looks like a cross-border crime of a sort, or cross-border route where terrorists overlap from other states to launch attacks.
Yeah, of course. When you come to Ajang as a village, you go to places like Rubung, you go to Vat, and you go to Kaduna and Dorong. These are border villages. Why I mean by border villages, they are bordering between Barkin Ladi and Jos East on one side, Barkin Ladi and Mangu on the other side, and also Barkin Ladi and Jos South on the other side. And behind here is a vast bush with valleys and so many trees and shrubs that the terrorists have made it to become their safe haven. This is where they have established their own enclave. And from here, we don't know whether Plateau State will be able to survive, because with what we are seeing here, with a number of terrorists that have established their permanent abode in this place, Barkin Ladi is already threatened, and Plateau State is also threatened. So if government does not come up with full kinetic security action, that these terrorists, just as Putin will put it, that his responsibility is to send terrorists to hell. Should these terrorists are not sent to hell, or if government will play lip service to it, dislodge them or relocate them to where they can go and join their brothers in the northeast and northwest to continue their terrorism, since it is very obvious that government is not ready to fight terrorism, so that our people here can live and live in peace and enjoy their land and the potential that God has blessed them with maximally. Because part of why they are attacking this place is to take over the land. And taking over the land is richly blessed with mineral resources such as tin and so many others. So they cannot have access to those tin and, extract it without having the people first of all displaced. And this is why we are seeing it here. And it's so unfortunate that we can see attack on women is very, very appalling. Although human being general is very, very appalling, but coming to kill women and kill children, this is a true divination of genocide, because no one is spared. They are not selective even in their own killings, in the act of terrorism they are perpetrating in this general area. So therefore, we are calling on our people, rise up to defend yourself maximally, because security cannot be everywhere to cover the grounds. And where security are, we'll appreciate them. Whenever they respond rapidly, we'll appreciate them. But of course, they must also understand that since there is inadequacy of security deployment, that they cannot cover the grounds, particularly vulnerable communities such as this, security should allow people, not harassing them, not arresting them and disarming them of the little damn guns they have for the exercise of self-defense and the protection of individuals and property within vulnerable communities. That is a message to the world and to the government. Thank you very much.
So let me just ask this last one. This is for
In January this year, we have witnessed not less than, we have recorded not less than 100 people murdered by these bandits and terrorist elements who have been allowed to operate as Fulani headsmen. These are not headsmen, these are terrorist groups that the Fulanis have brought them, and they have now formed their own enclave. And of course, since Fulani are the ones that brought the terrorists and the bandits from the northeast and the northwest into Plateau and into foron area where they are launching this attack, this has equally made the Fulanis to be terrorists. Anyone that brings a terrorist to kill, he himself is also a terrorist, because that is what the law says. And not only that, he who conceals the fact of an offense of terrorism, he himself is a terrorist. Anyone that disarmed locals in the process of their self-defense, where they have not also failed to guarantee their safety, they have also by default promoting terrorism, and by that is also terrorist himself. So we are calling this so that anyone that comes, that goes to places or communities that are under attack, they should exercise restraint when it comes to disarming the locals and make them vulnerable for the militants and for the terrorists to have their field day. So we are saying this so that security agents will exercise caution. Since they are not able to go after the attackers, dislodge them, or carry out full kinetic operation on them, then why should you disarm locals and even vigilante that by default or by whatever arrangement or by law are permitted to carry licensed arms such as den guns that are locally fabricated, and also pump actions that are recognized and allowed by government for local security outfits to carry. So it is very unfortunate. And that is the kind of dilemma we have found ourselves in. We are not safe on the part of government. We are also not safe on the part of the terrorists. So we are between the devil and the Red Sea, which we are praying that caution and retreat should be the order of the day when it comes to that, so that local communities can be able to survive, can be able to live and protect themselves. And also, by that, contribute their own tax money into payment and funding the security agencies and other government, functionaries. Thank you very much.